Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is Mary Beth Eversole, the allergy actress, coming to you today to share some of my favorite Thanksgiving dishes. I mean, hello, happy Thanksgiving. See my turkey? Hi, turkey. Gobble, gobble. Today we are going to be doing savory sweet stuffing. I love, this is the best stuffing you will ever have, you guys. It is amazing. Let's get to the ingredients. Okay, you guys, it is time for the ingredients. There are quite a few of them, but it's going to make the most amazing stuffing ever. So, let's start. Let's start with the vegetable broth and the quinoa wild rice, because that's something, you can actually make that a couple days ahead of time if you're prepping for Thanksgiving. So this is just a part of the veggie broth that we will be using. You actually need 6 cups of veggie broth. 5 of those cups will go to cook the quinoa and the wild rice, and then 1 cup is going to be used at the end before you put the stuffing into the oven to make it a little bit more wetted down, okay? And you can actually add more broth if you want to. If you don't like how dry the stuffing is, you can add more broth. So 6 cups of that, but divided, 5 in the beginning, 1 at the end. And then we have our let's talk about our wild rice. So here's our wild rice. Hello, wild rice. You're so wild. Whoa. Okay, just 1 cup of this. I like to use a blend. So this is brown rice and then wild rice, and that's what it is. I like that. And then you also have a cup of quinoa. You can use any color you want. Today I'm using white quinoa. What happens is you put your veggie broth in a big pot. You bring it, and then you put both of those cups of the wild rice and the quinoa into the pot with it. Stir it up so it's all mixed well. Bring it to a boil, and then bring it down to a simmer, cover it, cook it for about 45 minutes to an hour, and it comes out looking like this. And what you want to do is make sure that all the water has, the broth has been absorbed, and you're going to put it out on a tray like this, and you're going to let it kind of dry out a little bit because we want our stuffing to be dry, okay? So while that's doing that, then we'll get to the other steps, but on to the next ingredients. Let's see. Then we have our bread. We're going to do 6 cups of gluten-free, cornstarch-free, soy-free bread. Not that any bread has soy in it, I don't think. But anyway, that's 6 cups. You're right. Yes, 6 cups. That's equivalent to about 1 loaf of the kind that I use. Then we have our vegetables. We have, this is called the, I think, Mirepoix. The French, it's just celery, carrots, and onion. You want a cup of each of them, and we're going to be sauteing those. And then you also want garlic, minced garlic, about a clove, or you can even put 2 cloves. I mean, it's such a big stuffing. I like 2 cloves. And then we have our flaxseed meal, ground flaxseed. You can use golden ground flaxseed or regular, and it is half a cup of that. And then we have, cranberries. Dried cranberries, and that's that, dried cranberries. You can use anywhere from 3/4 cup to a cup. I like cranberries, so I put more in. You can also substitute other dried fruits. Cherries go good in this, so you might consider doing that. We have apples. This is a gala apple, and 1 cup of that this is 1 apple, so that equals about 1 cup. There you go. We have 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then we also have 2 tablespoons of dairy-free, vegan, if you want, soy-free, butter alternative, or you can use butter if you can use that. And then we have our spices. So we have thyme. Who doesn't love thyme? We always could use a little bit more thyme, right? And then we have marjoram. Oh, I'm sorry, the thyme is 1 teaspoon. We have 1 teaspoon of marjoram, which it's got a very light smell. Then we have 1 tablespoon, I did not say teaspoon, I said tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of sage. I love sage. That herb right there is Thanksgiving. That is Thanksgiving. So, and then we have 3 tablespoons of dried parsley, or if you would prefer, you can use fresh parsley, and that would be a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. You want to make sure it's diced or chopped up, sorry. And then we have our Himalayan pink salt. Of course, you know I use that all the time. That is just to taste. And then we have ground peppercorns, also to taste. And I think I covered it all, you guys. Oh my gosh, let's go make some stuffing. Okay, so the first step in making the stuffing, besides the quinoa, you guys remember the quinoa and wild rice that you already boiled or cooked ahead of time. So that's what it looks like. You're drying it out on its tray. The next step is going to be toasting your bread that you have cubed into 1-inch little pieces, okay? You can make them smaller if you want to. I just happen to like big pieces of bread in my stuffing. So then we put it in the oven, and we're going to do it for about 15 minutes at 350. Get it nice and toasty. And then while you do that, then we can do the next step, which is to cook down the vegetables and the herbs. Let's go do that. Okay, you guys, so I have put the oil and the butter in here, and I have it on medium heat right now because you never want your oil to be like crazy hot when you drop in vegetables because it'll go in your face. So you just melt that down, and then you're going to put in your mirepoix, your vegetables, your carrots, your celery, and your onions. And then also put your garlic. Now remember, I said you can do 1 to 2 cloves. I like garlic, so I do 2 cloves. And then you're going to cook it down for about like 5 to 7 minutes until your onions look translucent and the vegetables look just a little bit cooked down. They'll just look tender, okay? So we're going to do that for just a bit, and then we'll come back and add some more stuff. Okay, so now we've cooked these vegetables down. I just want to hold them up a little bit. So this is what it looks like when they're cooked down a bit. The onions start looking a little bit translucent, almost yellowish, because this is a sweet yellow onion. And the carrots and the celery just look like they're just cooked. They kind of shrivel up a little bit. They cook down a little bit. So now we're going to be adding that apple. And we're going to be adding, whoop, gotta get all the apple in there. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. I think that's the truth. And then you're going to be adding the herbs, except for the parsley. So you're going to add the sage. So you want to like this. Now remember, I like sage. If you don't like sage as much, cut it in half, okay? So that was a tablespoon of sage. So you can do half a tablespoon if you don't like sage. Or leave it out. Then we have the, I just made it go floof everywhere. Then we have the marjoram. And that, again, will go in here. Marjoram is a little, it's not used very much in American cooking, but it's so good, and it's nice. It has a very subtle fragrance. And then, of course, we all need a little thyme. So we get our thyme, and we put it in there, and oh my gosh. Oh, it smells like Thanksgiving in here, you guys. I love it. Okay, this year I have a story. So, family, are you listening? So I have done Thanksgiving dinner since I was diagnosed with allergies because people don't want to kill me when they're making Thanksgiving dinner. And don't get me wrong, I love it. But sometimes on those big holidays, you just want to take a little break, right? Well, guess what? I get to this year, maybe. I have to talk to them about it. But this year, maybe you guys, maybe mom, dad, sister, you could use these videos and cook me Thanksgiving dinner, and I won't have to do anything. Maybe. Anyway, at least you guys can use the videos for, everyone out there. Use it because these dishes, oh my gosh, they're amazing. They taste no different than other Thanksgiving. In fact, I think they taste a little better. So, okay, so you're going to keep cooking this down for about another 3 to 4 minutes. We've already done a minute, so I'm going to finish this up. When you're done cooking this, you want to check your toasty bread and see if it's ready. And it'll be a little bit browned, and that's when it's ready. And then we will put everything together, and then we will bake it. Okay, see ya. next step, you guys, the veggies are cooked, so let's drop them in. So, and also, by the way, I already put the toasted toasty toast into the bowl with the rice. You're gonna need a big bowl. Do you see how big this bowl is? It's giant. And you're gonna also need 2 casserole holders, or a giant casserole holder if you have one of those. So I've put the rice in, I've put the, and the quinoa, I've put the breadcrumbs in here, breadcrumbs. They're giant breadcrumbs. And now I'm mixing in the veggies. And you want to get all the way to the bottom. Make sure you got, it's heavy, you guys. That's a mark of a good stuffing when it's really heavy. And now we're going to mix in the rest of our stuff. So we've got the flax meal, the ground flax meal. So I'm going to put that in and mix it up just a bit. This one I like to do kind of like half and half, get it mixed down in the bottom and then put some more in and then mix it again. So gosh, that wild rice, it gives it such awesome color, like the different color browns. And then, of course, the vegetables and the apples. I like to leave the peels on the apples because that's where the nutrients are, first of all. And it just gives it a nice little pop of red, which I love. So, or if you use green apples, obviously, you'd use green. But I don't recommend that with this because green apples are a little bit more tart, unless you like tart. I don't like tart in stuffing, so unless it's cranberries with sugar mixed in. So I've put all of the flax meal in there now, and that's just really to give it some depth. Also, flax is amazing for your omega-3, 6, and 9s. So, and it's a little bit of protein. So you've got brain food here, as well as having some superfoods with the apples. Okay, so then we're going to put in the parsley. And remember, you can do 3 tablespoons of dried, or you can do a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley if you want. I like dried. That's just me. Sometimes I like it because it's easier and it saves you a little time. But fresh, by all means, if you want to use fresh, do it. Especially if you have a sous chef, because then you can make them chop it all up. And then here comes the sweetness. We got our cranberries. And they're dried, but they will puff up when you're baking because of the liquid that we're about to pour in it. Now, I'm also going to put pepper, and I'm going to put, crack, and a little salt, maybe a lot of salt. And then the last thing we add before we put it into our casserole dishes is that cup of broth. Now, remember I said you can use a cup, or you might need a little bit more, depending on the dryness that you like with your stuffing, or if you like it a little bit more soppy, then add more liquid, okay? So here comes the broth, and we're gonna just pour it in. Hello, broth. You're so pretty. I do this, you guys, when I'm doing Thanksgiving dinner. I sing, and I dance, and I talk to the food, and I talk to the cats, and if someone's in the kitchen, I might talk to them too. Right, Dad? Dad's actually my sous chef a lot of the time, so that's cool. So this is well mixed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring it to our casserole dishes, and we're going to put it, it's so heavy. We're going to evenly distribute it into the dishes. This will either last you for an entire week if you cook it that way, or it will last you for, if you have a large family with the Thanksgiving, you'll have this in there. Oh, was that a bang? Something fell, you guys. That's okay. We're a happy set here. So there's this, and I'm gonna put a little bit more in here. Look at all this stuffing, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Okay, let me show you. This is pretty cool. Look at that. Oh, it's so, look. Oh, it's so colorful and so pretty. Okay, so now the next thing you do is you put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, and then you're good. Okay. Okay, you guys, that's always my favorite part. The taste test. The stuffing is so good. I want to get like a really good like bite of everything. Give me my cranberry and apple. Meh. Eh. Okay. Mm. 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 I'm telling you, best stuffing ever. Love it. There's tartness there from the a little bit of tart from the cranberry, but sweet too. The apples cooked perfectly. And then it's just stuffing, and I love that the rice and the bread are combined because it just gives the best of both worlds. I know some people like the rice stuffing and some people like the bread stuffing. Well, this is both. So, and it's so good. All right. Well, until our next happy Thanksgiving dish, this is Mary Beth Eversole, the allergy actress, signing off for now.